So you dyed your hair with me and we both made bad choices and now you're mad. Same, sis. Hey y'all, if you're new here, I'm April Christine. Welcome to my channel. If you're not new here, hey boo, I see you coming back. A manicured set? Stones? Who is she? We don't know her. I've just been like living my best life, you know? A lot of you came on this blonde journey with me and then you found your new best friend because like we're best friends. And now you're here to stay and you're mad at me because I haven't explained to you how I'm trying to keep up. Like, sis is not thriving.
It's all a front.
How I'm still blonde. And honestly, it's a journey. It's been a journey from Jump Street and I don't know how much longer I'm actually going to be blonde. So I wanted to make this video before I have a mental breakdown and drastically change my hair again. So I wanted to film this for you guys before I decided to ditch this look. So a bunch of you went on this blonde journey with me and had no idea what you were doing. Just like me, I still honestly have no idea what I'm doing. That's why I'm not thriving right now. I have not been to a salon for touch-ups. I have dyed my roots once since then, and I'm just going to take you through today everything I learned when I bleached my hair. I'm going to take you through everything I learned when I tried to bleach my roots. I'm going to take you through how I keep my blonde kind of cool toned. I'm going to take you through literally everything. So many of you have asked me for this video. So many of you don't understand product, and I don't understand product either, sis, but you need somebody to explain it to you, and I'm just going to tell you what I've learned along the way. Disclaimer: if you are a hair professional, if you went to cosmetology school, if you are a hair colorist, if you are a professional of any kind, be gentle. Like, I'm not advising you to do anything that I've done. I'm just telling you the mistakes that I've made and what works for me. Everybody's hair is different. The porosity of everybody's hair is different, especially after a bleach. So take everything I tell you today with a grain of salt, but also just learn from my mistakes. I'm not claiming to be a professional. I'm actually claiming that I'm a hot ass mess, and we know that. So let's get started. Obviously, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps me so much. We'd love to have you here. We're still trying to build this brand. If you enjoy today's video, if you've enjoyed any of my content along the way, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. Let's get started. I might be referring to clips of when I actually dyed my hair for a little bit of this video. So that's where we're gonna start. What did I use? How did I do it? How did we get here? If you have no idea how we got here, I will link the infamous viral video down below and you can see the disaster that it took to get here. A lot of you have been asking what bleach I use, what volume of developer I use, so that's what we're going to take you through today. And you've asked me about my toner, all these things. So we're going to talk about how we got here and then we're going to talk about upkeep. So I use the Collided Colors bleach. I know in that video I'm all over the place with as far as bleach goes because that was genuinely what was happening at the time. But since I've just used this one because it's at Sally's, sis, it's cheap, get the big one. Just save yourself the drama, save yourself the trips, save yourself from spending hella money that you don't need to spend when you buy the packs in smaller packs. I know it's like 16-20 bucks for this big thing, but trust me, you're gonna need it, especially if you're gonna stay blonde and you're gonna want to do upkeep. I still have some in here, but this is just from my touch-ups. I did not have this when I bleached my entire head. I wish I would have. It would have saved me a lot of money on bleach. Just get the big one. Just get the big one. This is the brand of bleach that I personally used. Any bleach, doesn't matter what bleach you're using. As far as I know, as far as I've heard, most bleaches, powder bleaches, are pretty much the same. It's gonna lighten your hair. And so I used, when I first dyed, so you can see my hair is pretty dark. It's a pretty dark brownish black color. So on my hair, I used 30 Developer. That's because my hair is so super dark. I mixed these two together. You're gonna take 1 part bleach, 2 parts developer. So what does that mean? I know. Whatever you use of this, you're just gonna multiply by 2 and put this in there. So if you have 1 tablespoon of bleach, 2 tablespoons of developer. 2 tablespoons of bleach, 4 tablespoons of developer. Remember when you weren't paying attention to math? This is when you're gonna need it. That's all it is. 1 part bleach, 2 parts developer. Again, this is what I used, but Let me just say, my hair had not been previously bleached. It had not been previously lightened. There was no previous color on top of my hair. So that is why my hair came out the way that it did. That is why I was comfortable using 30 Developer, because I knew it was going to damage my hair. This combination was going to damage my hair, but my hair was pretty healthy to begin with. So that's why I was comfortable doing this. If your hair has been pre-lightened, if your hair has been pre-color treated, I don't know what you're supposed to be doing. I'm just telling you what I did. I would just be careful, do a test strand. I know how annoying test strands can be, but test something in the back of your hair. Make sure it's strong enough to hold these chemicals, and yeah, go from there. So that's what I used to lighten my hair. It took me a good honestly, it took me a good 3 bleaches. It took me a good 3 bleaches to get my hair light enough for the toner. But again, if your hair is not in a healthy situation, I wouldn't recommend that. Also, let me also note that this was over a period of days. So that video was shot among like 4 days. I would bleach my hair at nighttime and then let it do its thing overnight. I might bleach it again the next day, later that evening, or I'd take a day off. Like, don't put yourself and your hair through all of this at one time. It's a very, very, very long process, and it's gonna get scary along the way, trust me. So those are all the things I did to lighten my hair initially. After that, what did I do? After I got my hair as light as it possibly was going to lift, it was very coppery, it was very, you know, different yellows and oranges and all such. I don't have it with me, but I use the T18 Wella Color Charm Toner. It's a semi-permanent color. I used that with a 20 volume developer. So I used the 20 volume because I no longer needed the T18 to lighten my hair. I needed it to just deposit onto my hair, if that makes any sense at all. The higher volume, the more damage you're doing to your hair. Since my hair was so damaged after bleaching and lightening it, I use a 20 volume for my toner. Wella Charm T18 is what I used. I hear that's not always the best option if your hair is not light enough, blah, 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 blah. Technical stuff. But that's what I did. So all you do with that is the same thing as the bleach, 1 part color charm, 2 parts developer. The developer you want to get on fast. Same with the bleach. Fast, fast, fast. You need to have a lot of bleach on your hair, saturate your hair in bleach. You want to let it sit the recommended amount of time, at least an hour. Like at least 55 minutes is how long this bleach needs to sit in your hair, especially if your hair is as dark as mine. Again, I'm not speaking on color treated or previously lightened hair. I'm talking on what I was working with. At least 55 minutes. You have to leave it in long enough or it's not gonna work. So after that, towel dry your hair. Your hair's been through a lot. It needs to be a little damp for the toner. When you put the toner on, get it on fast. Make sure it's evenly coated. You can run a comb through your hair. I wouldn't recommend that, but because it's bleached and you don't want to be tugging on your hair, I would just put it all through your hair. Make sure you section your hair. Please, please, please section your hair. I'm talking like thin sections. Like I'm talking like I split my hair into 6 to 4 and 6, and my hair is super thin. So if you have thick hair, I would recommend at the very least 8 sections. You want your hair to be in very thin sections. So section it all out first before you start applying anything on top of it. Get the toner on super fast. Read the directions. Let it sit for as long as the recommended time is. Don't go over your time. Your hair is going to be purple and all kinds of different colors. Just do what the box says and wash it off. Those are the only steps I used to get to the blonde that I initially had. Let's talk upkeep. How do I keep my blonde? Sis, it's been a journey. Initially, before I had to retouch any of my roots, any of that stuff, I was using this Shimmer Light shampoo, purple shampoo. And people told me like, just use, you know, your shampoo and then just put like a dime size amount of this Shimmer Lights in there. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I didn't listen. I was just like, and like lathered my hair only using purple shampoo. Well, it's pretty damaging. So my hair was getting super dry. My hair was constantly like, it had like lavender tones in it because of how much purple shampoo I was using. So use it sparingly. After I was annoyed of the amount of different colors in my hair, I stopped using the Shimmer Light, and then I would just let my hair do what it was gonna do, shampoo and condition it whenever I felt like it. I usually shampoo and condition my hair at least twice a week. I don't do it very often. So I would just let it do its thing, and then once I saw that a lot of the yellow was coming back, it was getting very discolored, then I would take something stronger like this baby here. When I tell you this is a saving grace, this solely could be my top #1 blonde product in the entire world. I love it so much. I swear by it. If you're trying to do anything with your blonde hair, this is what you need. So when my blonde would start to get very yellow, I would, again, read the directions, follow the directions, shampoo my hair, towel dry it, and then apply this. The Color Extend Blondage Express Anti-Brass. This is so super purple. You let it sit on your hair anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how yellow your hair is. I always do the full recommended time, like 10 minutes. It's a hair mask, so it's super hydrating. It literally brings my hair back to life after it's been yellow for a while. I apply this. Make sure you rinse it out really well. Sometimes I'll just go in and like lightly rinse it out and my hair is still kind of purple, but make sure you rinse it out, rinse it out, rinse it out. You don't need to shampoo it again after you put it on. You just rinse it out and it gives you the most perfect, beautiful, cool toned blonde you could ever imagine. Mind you, after all these steps of lightening and toning and all this stuff, this is what I swear by for my upkeep. Those of you who have highlights on the bottom of your hair and they're turning yellow and brassy and people want to charge you $1 million to touch them up, just try a little bit of this and let me know how it goes for you. I absolutely love it. It is phenomenal. This is how I upkeep my hair now. This is the only product I use to keep my hair up other than Touchups. So let's talk Touchups. I made a mistake. So when I was first touching up my hair, I was very nervous about doing it. I let my hair grow out quite a bit, and I think that was my first mistake. The reason that I waited is because I didn't want it to be too little root to where it broke off and it was super short. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want it to break at my root. So I let it grow out quite a bit, but I realized in doing that between my root, my natural color, somewhere in here where it was grown out, it was really hard to lighten that and just that section. So you're not on the root, but you're not on what's still not grown out. So that space in between is really hard to lighten it separately. So I would recommend lightening it. If you're gonna do your roots, do your roots. Like don't let it grow out super long because then you're gonna get all kinds of different what I got going on right now. When you do decide to lighten it, I did learn I didn't want to damage my roots a bunch more than I had already had, so I used the 20 volume. And if you're just doing your roots, it might still work to do the 20 volume. You just might have to do more than one session, but I didn't use 30 volume even when it was super grown out, and that's where I messed up. So now once this gets grown out, I might change it, but if I decide not to, I will go back in with a 30 volume. And I've just realized that my hair, because it is so dark, I really need 30 volume on my hair because it's not going to lighten with just the 20. It is so dark that it's not going to do anything for me. So I'm just overly exposing my hair to more of using more product here than I would if I was just going to go in with the 30 volume. So I've learned from now on, I will just go back in with the 30 volume. So yeah, that's where I'm at as far as touch-ups goes and what I've learned for my hair. Again, take this all with a grain of salt. I'm just telling you what's worked and what hasn't worked for me. I don't know your hair. I don't know your hair texture. I don't know your hair's history. I don't know what your hair has been through. This is just mine and what's happening for me. How is my hair now? Is it breaking? What is happening? So let me update you on my hair overall now after my bleach. After I bleached my hair, I kind of loved it. I was living for it. I was living for, you know, the blonde moment. My hair still felt really healthy after the first time that I bleached it. I did get a phone call from my hairstylist and was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, my bad, I was bored. And so she told me to make sure I put a protein treatment on. But the thing with the protein treatment is, she said, do not leave it in longer than the package says because your hair will start to break. All bad things will start to happen. So whatever you do, if you're dyeing your hair or if you're coloring your hair, you're highlighting your hair and you're doing it on your own, please read the directions and follow the directions. They're there for a reason. We already don't know what we're doing, so take the help where you can get it, sis. Now my hair still has some shine to it. It's not, you know, like breaking and completely dead. Like it still has some shine to it. I did get a haircut after I bleached it, which I absolutely needed. I honestly need another one because my ends are not thriving. If I hold a piece and pull on my hair, like there is some breakage, so let's not do that. You're gonna have damage, you're gonna have breakage, whatever it is, it's going to happen to your hair after you bleach it. And of course, the longer you keep your blonde, the more damage you're going to be doing to your hair. So this is just without any kind of oils and proteins and masks and that kind of stuff. I don't do a lot of that stuff, but that's just me being real with you guys. I mean, I would, and I still can. I'm lazy. So I don't. But yeah, I really need to start taking better care of my hair. So that's what's happening with my hair now. But again, there's still some shine to it. There's still movement to it. Like, it's not super fried that it sticks up everywhere. So yeah, that's where I'm at on my blonde hair journey as of right now. I'm very patchy. Again, this is where my roots, and then this section is where it didn't take very well. And I have thought about going back in and fixing it, and I don't care enough to do it. So this is what you get. This is the sequel to the chaos that was my first initial blonde hair. I hope you learned something from this. I hope it was informational. A lot of you guys have asked me for it. I hope I covered what you needed me to cover. If I didn't, always reach out to me. You can reach out to me here in the comment section. You can message me on Instagram. This is where you can find me. I'm always open to listen to your questions. I'm just telling you what worked for me, trial and error for me. I just want you to take it with a grain of salt, but I'm here to give you the information that I have. That's all for today's video. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be blonde. I kind of love being blonde. I really enjoy the look of it, but it is just, it's a commitment. And I don't know, I just got married. I don't know that I'm ready for more commitment. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here, but I'm here now. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The bell notification next to the subscribe button lets you know when I upload a new video, and you don't have to wait for me to post it on social media. If you do wait, the button's just not working, whatever the case may be, don't worry. I will always let you know when videos go live on my socials. These are my socials. This is where you can find me on the internet, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Had this girl send me like a bunch of different pictures of what she was using. I've had people call me asking me to walk them through how I did it, and I'm not a professional. Like, don't trust me with your hair. The bell notification next to